Hi, welcome to Content That Connects and Converts. I'm so happy to have you here and I cannot wait to dig into all of this. If you are new to my world, my name is Kim Argetsinger and I'm so happy to be connected. So what I want to do in this video is I will give you a brief introduction in case we've never connected before. I want to talk a bit about why content, why I have such a love affair with content, why I think it's such an important piece of our marketing strategy and why I personally think it is the best way to market our businesses. We're going to also talk a little bit about what content marketing is, what differentiates content marketing from creating a creative piece of work, just so we have a general understanding of what this is, what type of marketing is, and then over the next few videos, we'll talk more and dig more into the strategy and create a framework around our content so that we can effectively create content, show up, connect with our audience, and have that content convert into paying clients so that we're not feeling like this production company that's spinning their wheels, constantly churning out content without getting anything in return. That sound good? So if you're new to my world, hi, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. Again, I'm Kim Argetsinger, and I'm a mindset coach and business mentor. And I work with heart-centered, passion-driven, high-achieving solopreneurs, creatives, and coaches who are ready to ditch the overwhelm, stop hiding in plain sight, and build a business that they're wildly in love with so that they can make more money doing their thing. I love my clients. I love my work. I have an approach to business that is relationship and connection based. So all of my strategy is based around that. And my framework for coaching, I like to blend clarity and mindset with strategy and action. I believe we really can't have one without the other. And I think so often we end up getting stuck in business because we're focused on one area at the expense of another. So for example, we might be really great at strategy and taking action, but if we don't have the clarity and mindset to support it, we'll just get in our own way, we'll just sabotage, or we might be taking action on the wrong things in our business if we don't have that clarity piece. On the flip side, if we're all mindset, we might not have the strategy in place we need to grow our business, to get those sales, to make that income we want. Or we might just be stuck in our head, daydreaming, saying affirmations all day long, which are great, by the way, but without taking that aligned action, we need to move the business needle forward. So I really believe in that integration of both, having that left brain, right brain, marrying clarity and mindset with strategy and action. So throughout the next videos, we're going to talk a little bit about both. This is more strategy based than anything else, but we will also touch on some of that mindset work and some of the mindset things to be aware of when it comes to content, because you better believe that content has a whole mindset component to it. And often when we're stuck, not showing up, procrastinating, getting stuck in perfectionism, not sharing our thoughts online or with the world, there's usually a mindset block that is coming into play. All right, so let's talk about why content. Why do I love content so much? Why do I want you to embrace content and use it for your business? So before I became a coach, before I started this chapter of my life, I was an actress for a decade in LA. And when I made the switch, when I made the transition, I booked a one-way plane ticket from LA to New York City. I don't know if I would recommend that to everyone as a way to start over, but that's the way I did it. It worked out for me. When I moved to New York, New York's a pretty expensive city, so most of my resources were going to my tiny shoebox apartment that I had in the West Village, and the rest of my resources were going towards having my own coach and to investing in different systems that I needed in place for my business. I didn't have a whole lot left to invest in advertising or to invest in Facebook ads or different sorts of resources to get my name out there and to grow my business. But as we all know, it's one thing to have something we're great at. If we want to grow a business and actually have it generate revenue and not have it be a hobby, we need to get visible. We need to get out there. People need to see us. They need to know what they do. We need to be in a place where people can connect with us, where we can make those offers and bring people in. So content became the way that I was able to grow my business. It became the way that I was able to show up, build relationships, build that know, like, and trust. So every single sale I've had in my business, especially those first sales at the start, I can trace back to a piece of content, which is kind of mind-blowing if you think about it. I like to think sometimes when I sit down to write a blog now, writing this blog, I might not be getting paid in the minute for it, but that will pay me down the road in revenue as it converts and allows me to connect with a new client or customer. So this is one of the reasons that I'm obsessed with content. It's not all about the money. There's a lot of other reasons I'm going to talk about. But content, when we are using some strategy, when we're showing up effectively, it allows us to build our know, like, and trust factor. It allows us to get visible. It allows us to get into that expert status and to build those relationships that are crucial if we want to have a sustainable, successful business. So we hear a lot about know, like, and trust in the business world in marketing. When we're creating content, when we're sharing our thoughts and providing value, we're building up that ability for people to get to know who we are. As we give people things for free, as we provide free value over and over again, we build up our likability. They've done a whole bunch of studies on this. It's something called reciprocity. When we give people something for free, they're more likely to like us. They're also more likely to want to reciprocate and invest in our business. So we're effectively enacting reciprocity as well as that likability, and people are more likely to buy from people they like and know. And we're also building up trust. When we continually show up with our content time and time again, we're letting strangers know, we're letting people know that we're getting in front of, hey, you can trust me. Not only can you see what I'm about, not only am I giving you some really great value, not only are you getting to know me and understand who I am through this content, you're getting to trust me because you see I'm not going away. I'm not a fly-by-night, flash in the pans, I'm saying, flash in the pan person. I'm here for the long game. I'm in it. I show up when I say I will, and I deliver on what I say I will, which is why consistency is such an important part of our content marketing strategy, which we'll talk about. When we combine all of this together, we're building up our know, like, and trust, which allows people to feel comfortable to invest in us, to invest in our products and our services. The other thing that is so great about content in terms of what we're talking about here is it allows us to start to step into an expert role or an expert status. We can start to really hone in, narrow in on a topic that we are just experts at, our zone of genius, what we're so great at, what we do better than anyone else, what we know, what we have a unique spin on. When we do this repeatedly, we begin to get known and seen as an expert in our field. This is just another reason that content is so valuable. I will say that not only has content allowed me to connect with dream clients and create a business that is sustainable and successful, it's also given me opportunities, public speaking opportunities. I've had a chance in New York City to speak on a couple great stages. It's given me an opportunity. Someone just reached out to me to feature me in their book. So that's an awesome opportunity. I love reach out to me to have me share a piece in a magazine, to be on podcasts, to be interviewed. So not only can content help us grow our business, it can help us with our publicity. It really gives us a platform, and we then have a body of work that we can provide. Now, here is a fringe benefit to content I didn't really expect when I started. So when I started my business, my confidence meter and what I was doing was, it was pretty weak. It was pretty so-so. There's a reason that I am such a believer in mindset and including mindset work in business and aligning and connecting that with strategy. I have found through consistently creating content, we begin to hone our voice, we begin to hone our message, we begin to gain confidence through every word that we write, through every video we create. Every time we show up and take action through content, we also bolster our confidence. We also bolster our belief and our trust in ourselves. And as business owners, as the CEO of our own business, this is invaluable. Without that self-belief, without that confidence, and without having that trust in ourselves that we will do what we say we can do, that we're capable, and that we will show up the way we say we will, it doesn't matter what strategy we have, we will just self-sabotage. So content really has this fringe benefit where it allows us to strengthen our own belief and resolve in what we're capable of. And as we create more content, we are doing something called deliberate practice. We are strengthening and sharpening our skills. Hopefully this gives you a little insight and taste into why content is so powerful and will motivate and inspire you to commit to a content marketing strategy and plan. All right, so let's pivot a little bit and let's just talk briefly about what content is, what content marketing is, how this is different from creative projects or creative work. So my definition of content, which is kind of a compilation of everything that I've learned and studied over the years, is that content is how we express ourselves, communicate, share information and experiences through different mediums that are intended to be absorbed or to be ingested, to be consumed by an audience. Content can be free, it can be paid, it can include things like what we're doing right here, a video, it can be a live stream, it can be a blog post, it's our social media content. It can be an ebook, a talk, a webinar, a masterclass. It can be a mini course. It can be a magazine article. All of that is content. Now, the difference between content marketing and creating artwork is that content marketing has a very specific intention, and we are aligning it towards a specific goal, which is usually a product or a service that we're offering, and it is usually filtered through the lens of our business and our business message and mission and our offers, as well as through the eyes of our intended audience, our ideal clients. Versus when we're creating something creative, we're just being creative. We're just making what's on our heart. We're just making what we feel like. It doesn't have to be tied to a goal. It doesn't need to align with or speak to our audience. It doesn't need to solve a problem for anyone. So we really want to think about this when we're creating content marketing, when we're creating pieces of content for our business, because I find some people will get stuck in the creative process, which I love. I love the creative part of it, but they'll forget to add the strategy piece on top of it, to layer that into it, and then they'll wonder why their content isn't converting, why it's not allowing them, why it's not bringing them in business, why it's not allowing them to connect with clients and have those clients turn into paying customers. And that's because they're forgetting a few of these pieces that we're going to talk about as we go further into these trainings. That's the main difference there. Now, what I love about content marketing is that content marketing is something called pull marketing or attraction marketing. Maybe you've heard that before, which means we are using content to pull people towards us, to attract people towards us, which I love, because if we're talking, my guess is that you're heart-centered, that you're passionate, and the last thing you want to do is be some sleazy, slimy salesperson and push yourself onto other people. I personally am not in the school of thought that we want to be desperate or pushy when it comes to sharing our work, sharing our offers, sharing our services with other people. So content allows us to show up and pull people towards us. Doesn't that feel better? I mean, it feels better even saying it. It allows us to attract people towards us. What I really love about content marketing is I think it's a beautiful way to build connection and relationships. And again, that's what I believe is at the core of a sustainable, successful business. I think it's all relationships. If we peel business back, you ever have a business question, think about how would I handle this outside of business in a personal relationship, and you will usually find the answer. So content allows us to build relationships with people we don't know. So if we think about our business, basically we have an offer, we have this idea. For it to make money, we need to get it in front of other people and have them buy it, have them give us money for it. Content allows us to get in front of those people, allows us to show up, to be visible, to pull them towards us. And it allows us to build, again, that relationship, that know, like, and trust factor, so that people feel safe in buying from us. What it has us do, usually, if we're using content strategically, is to give people a taste, give people some value first before they ever give us $1. And I think this is such an excellent way to think about content marketing. It's a really safe way for people to buy from us, because before they ever give us $1, we're showing up, we're connecting with them, we're being really giving, and we're sharing some value so they can really understand what it would be like if they bought our product or our service. So just to wrap this up, content marketing is the opposite of the hard sell. In fact, it's not selling at all. It's giving first and asking later, after we've already established a relationship, after we've already given someone something of value. It's so much classier than just screaming at people, I'm so desperate, please give me money, please just give me some money, which is what a lot of us are doing when we're just putting out posts that are all sales posts, or when we're just DMing people asking them to buy things from us. Content asks the audience to get to know us first and to build that relationship before we put a ring on it. That's what I always say, which is, if you think about dating in a relationship, it's the difference between going on a first date with someone and having them say, hey, do you want to go to Vegas and elope and get married? Most of the time that feels really weird. Usually we go on a first date, we go on a second date, we go on a third date, we get to know someone better over time. Then as we get more comfortable, we step up the relationship, we step up the commitment level until finally we get married. Content's the same way. It allows us to naturally and organically build up that relationship with our audience before we ask them to put a ring on it. And finally, to tie this all together as a recap, content allows us to and forces us to sit down and create ideas and share them with the world. It is one of the best ways we can stop hiding in plain sight and get seen and get paid. I think creating content is a great way for us all to formulate and strengthen our message one sentence at a time. It allows us to extend our reach. It allows us to inspire, to motivate, and to help more people. It allows us to serve the people who might never buy from us. It allows us to be of service. Remember, when we consistently show up through our content, we are telling people, hey, you can trust me. I deliver on what I say I will. I won't let you down. In a world where pretty much anyone can throw up a website overnight and claim to be an expert in something, this type of content and consistency shows people that you have substance beyond just copying and pasting and regurgitating other people's words. It really allows them to get to know, like, and trust you. Content lets people figure out what you're all about. So yes, creating content does require a little elbow grease. We do have to show up consistently. We do have to put in the effort, but it doesn't have to be that hard. It can actually be really easy, which is what we're going to talk about over the next few videos. In my opinion, and from my own experience in my business and watching my clients' businesses grow, content is so worth the effort that we put in. And we get back everything we put in tenfold, if not more. All right, that brings us to the end of our first video. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope that this inspires you, and I will see you in our next video. Bye.